I'm Shiena Namboy. I'm 20 years old. I study information technology, and I'm a Filipino. The day I was born, the sky rained down the valley, the trees danced to the wind as I smiled at the blessed road that night. Bright lights warmed my skin, a comforting embrace enveloped me. As I opened my eyes and saw my mother smiling back at me, she touched my cheek and kissed my forehead. She whispered into my ear, "My little Sheena." My mother would dress me in intricate weaves and patterns. I would tell her, "Mother, I'm dressed in luxury." And she told me, "As you should be." She would tell me stories of kings and queens, of batalas, rajas, and datus, ruling over the moon, seas, and land. She would tell me about the gold on their neck, the weaves on their waist, and the riches they possess. She would tell me, "Your land and culture are full of riches. You're from a line of kings and queens. Why should you not be dressed in luxury?" I would listen to her stories and fall asleep to them. I would dream of the buwan and kalangitan with the warmest smile. Many years pass, and I still continue to see the same warm embracing smile on different other people in the streets of Talibon and where I lived and laughed, along with Bocolanos from different walks of life. Ate Neneng with her peanuts, Kuya Bong with his cotton candies, all sit under the harsh sun but still greet me with the warmest smile. I became friends with one of them. An old man would pass by our house, pushing a wooden cart filled with bottles and newspapers. I would open our gate and call him, Lola Victor," and hand him a few bottles that mother asked me to give to him. He'll smile and thank me. When I ask him why he takes our bottles, he'll smile again and say, "These are my treasures." I ask him, "Are you rich then?" His smile got wider and he replied, "Yes, I am." I did not understand. Perhaps I was too young, because how can one be rich with bottles and newspapers? One day my mother told me that I'll be starting school. She took my hand and led me inside a room full of strangers. I was nervous and anxious, I sat alone in a corner. But then one girl approached me and asked me my name. I smiled and I told her, "My name is Sheena." She smiled as well and offered her hand. She said, "Mine is Anna." Anna is fair-skinned, tall, with a defined nose and jaw. Her father is French, and she spends her summer at his hometown. Anna would tell me stories of castles and gardens, of royalties and elegance, of past French monarchies. Anna would tell me stories of magazines and models, of fashion houses, of modern Paris. Most people would fall for the wonders of Anna's stories. Most people won't see there are far more wonders in our country. People like Anna would grow up and become professionals. They'll sit at desk all day waiting for the next paycheck. They'll spend what they save on bags, shoes, and clothes with foreign names like Prada and Louis Vuitton. They would go to countries of languages they don't speak. They would buy their products with directions they can't read. They spend their money on all these luxuries, dreaming to live in the likes of the south of France. Anna came home from a trip one day. Her mother gave her the warmest smile. Anna sat next to her and told her the stories of her trip. She told her about the sights she saw, the food she ate, the streets she walked. She told her about the beauty that we can find in this country. Her mother's smile fell when she gave her a gift, a moonstone pendant and a gold chain. Her mother frowned. "Do you not like it?" she asked. "I do, but this is expensive," her mother said. She told her mother that she has a good job. She has money. She can buy luxuries and that she is rich. Her mother shook her head. "Money does not make you rich." She placed the necklace back on its box and pulled her in for a hug. Her mother thanked her and asked Anna what she wanted for dinner. She told her their cousin caught a lot of fish today and she bought most of them. She told her to stop at their house, which was along the shore. Anna got there by sundown and saw her cousin on a hammock. Her cousin smiled when she saw her. She greeted Anna with the warmest hug and asked how she's been. And Anna told her she just got back from a trip. She made Anna join her on the hamper and asked her to tell her stories of her trip, of the sights, of the food, of the streets. The sun made her cousin's golden skin glow. Sana told her of what her mother said. Doesn't make sense, her cousin said. Afterwards, her cousin went to her house to fetch the milkfish she caught. As Anna watched the sun go down and the waves gently crashing, in that brief moment, Anna will find peace. And she will remember the stories of Batalas, Rahas, and Datus. Stories I will tell her of river goddesses who would dance at night. She would remember the tribes who would brace ocean waters. She would remember my mother telling me when I was young that my land and culture are full of riches, that I'm from a line of kings and queens. Her cousin came back with a bag full of milkfish, clams, and oysters, and one particularly big clam. She took it and opened it. Inside is a pearl, glimmering in what's left of the sun. It's for you, she said. I can't. That costs millions, Anna told her. She shrugged and said, I still have a few clams. Anna gasped. You didn't tell me you were rich. Her cousin just laughed at her. The sea is rich, not me. With a warmest smile, she bid Anna goodbye, and Anna watched her enjoy the last bit of sun in her hammock. Anna understood then what kind of treasures, what kind of luxuries it took to make one rich.